It's still the conversation on Captain Television, and today we're talking NDDC forensic audit, and we're looking into the president call as a case study. And to talk about this with me in the studio, I have a security and policy analyst in person of Onyengeya Erokosima. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good, that's awesome. Now, today we're talking forensic audit of the NDDC. So what can you tell us is your understanding of what the Niger Delta Development Commission is?
Well, Niger Delta Development Commission was supposed to take care of some very sensitive areas for development in the Niger Delta. But as we talk, I know that nothing is happening that I can point at and say this is what NDDC is doing. So it's not just on the side of NDDC. The Niger Delta people have suffered for a long time. People being imposed on them. Governor imposed on them. Every leadership we had in the Niger Delta is from government, that the people are supposed to choose were imposed on them. So I think this is a good start. If the president is coming up now to say, look, let's look at this, I am sure it's a good start. And the Niger Delta people will appreciate that. Interesting.
So you're saying the call for the audit is actually a good thing by the president?
It's better to start than never. This is a good start for this. It's a legacy that I think people should look at and say, let's do this more often in the Niger Delta.
Interesting. Now, a lot of people are saying that this call for audit is targeted at, probing ex-presidents. Do you think that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, because if you count down to the present one, nothing has been achieved from the NDDC. So it's not at anybody. If it is to correct the system, we'll be very happy to support that. I am sure that this will be a signal to let them know that it's not supposed to be that way. So I'm not sure it's targeted. If it is, it's for a good thing that will happen in the Niger Delta.
This commission was established July of 2000. That's almost 19 years. Yeah. So you're saying that from then till now, this commission has not done nothing for the Niger Delta?
It's as saying the government has not done anything for the Niger Delta. Because if you compare from whatever is taken from the Niger Delta, you cannot say anything has been done. So this is just an example that the government itself is now crying out to say, oh, let's look into this. I am saying, look, this is a good start for them to begin to know that they have not benefited the Niger Delta in any way. So it's a good start for us that the government is beginning to have interest in themselves, knowing that they have not benefited the people of the Niger Delta.
But we have money allocated to this commission. Where does the money go to?
That's a question we will have to ask everybody. We have to ask what is really happening. You see, I keep saying, when the Niger Delta people were taking to arms and fighting, trying to prove their point, yes, I told them, I said, look, you don't need to use violence to do this for one reason. We are saying development is not in the Niger Delta. We are not developed. Then the world comes in, the elders comes to say, look, we want to develop you, Meanwhile, you come up and call us names, call us militants, all kinds of names, and killing our people. And I said to them, when you kill my people and you talk about development that we don't have today, if tomorrow your development comes and my brother is no more there tomorrow, why are you developing us? I talked about it. I said, look, the issue we want in the Niger Delta was not development because you're killing us. Stop killing us and development will come. I want to thank God that Niger Delta people did not ask for any audits in the NDDC. But government itself have seen that they have not done anything. And they are now looking at themselves to say, we are not benefiting the Niger Delta people. Let's look into this. This is what we are talking about. This is what we've been saying. A non-violent approach will bring people to talk.
So you're saying, is it the government or who is instigating this fight?
Well, the issue is that the Niger Delta people are not fighting anymore. They are not asking again, because when we ask, a setup comes in to make them look like they are bad people. Now the government have seen that the people are not asking, and it is obvious that development is not in that part of the world, and they are beginning to see that they cannot hide it anymore. So the government is beginning to now say, let us look into this. And I'm sure the world will support them. So even if it's targeted at anybody,
yeah,
I believe that at the end of the day, the results that will come out of it will be beneficial to the Niger Delta people.
Now, is it because, in your own opinion, that the commission is not doing anything? Is that why the youths are agitating for the board to be dissolved? Because we heard that they're agitating for the board to be dissolved. Is it because they're not doing what they're supposed to, or is it because they're not benefiting from it personally? Because, in Nigeria, we have a thing of if you're benefiting from something directly, that's when you want it to stay. So why do you think?
I'm not sure it's about the youth now. I am saying that the NDDC has not benefited. See, the NDDC was created to make the world feel that the Niger Delta people are being compensated.
So
meanwhile, they compensate.
Are they not being compensated?
They are not. Because even if, like, let me say, when amnesty came up,
yes,
people like Asari were saying, look, amnesty was a bribe to the Niger Delta people. But we're saying even the bribe itself, we're not seeing it in the Niger Delta. So who is fooling who?
So who is taking all the money? Who is taking over everything?
I think that's what the government wants to find out now. Because by the time you now put in people, the NDDC office became an office where it is the survival of the fittest. You put in people there to make money for themselves and not for the region. These are the issues that were wrong that has made young men take to violence. I am now saying because the violence has ended in the Niger Delta, it's a proof.
So is it because they're not getting what they want is why they're resorting to violence? Because violence is never an option and it should not be.
Because they were not getting. And we found out that even when we were not getting, we were being set up to kill ourselves. Which is what is now changing.
How are you guys being set up to kill yourselves?
Good. See, when you now do this divide and rule thing, most of the things we see in the Niger Delta is divide and rule. You have told somebody, look, I'm building a bridge for you. And the person is not seeing the bridge there. Then the people from the commission will come to the elders and say, oh, take this and take that. And we're coming back tomorrow and you will never come.
So the elders are the problem of the Niger Delta?
Not the elders, the commission. They have a blueprint.
If the elders will take bribe and accept, okay, clearly they are the problem of the Niger Delta.
The poverty rate we have, and you have made people to be so poor, and you come in and divide them, and you give some people some sweets, and you now tell them to do something
So we're blaming
else.
poverty for the elders accepting.
We're blaming the government not standing their grounds. The government must know what he wants. It is the government that is slack. If the government wants to sit up now, we say we will support the government. We're saying that when government have a policy that is not working, and you think because you have to put your brother there to make money, and you call him an NDDC, meanwhile he's not benefiting the people, you are causing...
But that putting your brother there is a general thing. Everybody does the whole, my brother has to benefit from whatever it is that I'm doing.
That's what we're saying. That's wrong. Nigeria must stop giving people a certain kind of power. We must have a policy.
In your opinion, if we want to change that,
yes,
like let's say we're putting a new chairman of the commission there, what do you think can be done to stop that?
Allow the people's voice. There are people who are on ground. I keep telling people, you cannot bring an outsider to solve an insider problem. There are insiders that can take those positions. Why just bring people from outside and give them
are you saying
something
the
they don't
chairman
know about?
And members of this commission are not part of the Niger Delta?
I am saying the people are not listening to. Listen to the people. Put up a strategy that it will get to the people to understand the kind of persons that will be leaders on those positions.
Are you talking about more than putting their own people there?
See, the government must remove certain impression.
Okay.
Certain impression like, I don't care what you say. I don't want to know what you're thinking. This is the person I'm giving to you to rule you. That impression is wrong.
But they have an act in the NDDC that says the president is allowed to pick the chairman and members of the commission as long as the Senate approves of it.
The president should come down to earth. See, we're talking about solving issues. We're talking about development. Yeah. We're talking about things that will bring peace. Yeah. We are saying if you're not part of the system that understands how the Niger Delta is built, what their problems are, if you don't understand what they need, and you come there to rule them, you will not do.
But that is why the commission is established. It's a commission that is established to develop.
We have no weakness of what they are doing. We have no weakness of what we can point at and say this is what they are doing. Apart from going there and you share money.
But this is over 19 years, right?
Yes.
Why is it that they've not said anything since the establishment?
That's why it's a plus that the president is coming up to say it.
Why wait for the president?
Who else will do it? If the people scream or shout, you say they are taking to violence.
But
you call them all kind of names.
They are being instigated against themselves to kill themselves. If someone can instigate you to kill yourself, you should at least be able to also fight for yourself. Do
you understand when somebody instigates you to kill yourself? You go to some few persons that are poor, that are rich, that are hungry, and you give them bread, and you tell them to say otherwise. In a system like that, how will it work? When you have the power, you have the will to say, this is what I want to do, and it's right. And then in doing it, you will benefit more. And you just greedily don't want to do them.
But greediness is all over in the country, because if you're talking about greediness, it's all over. Even when the poor are seeing that this is wrong, the fact that you're giving this person money, they're not thinking of themselves. They're thinking of that moment. Because if they think of the future, I don't think we'll be where we are today. So I don't think blaming poverty is the right thing to do here.
That's the issue. How do we change that mindset?
How do we change it?
Good. We are now saying, look, allow the people to choose. Stop imposing leadership on the people. They say democracy is by the people, for the people. So let us allow the people. We must put up something that will allow the people to choose their leaders. When that is not done, we will continue saying this. Why are we saying this? We're saying, look, certain things happened. And these people from demanding and they seen that you are not giving them answers, took to violence. We are now saying,
but
look.
Did them taking to violence provide a solution for them?
We are now saying,
the
Niger Delta people are now saying that the best option for this is not violence. So we are saying, look, we will use the non-violent approach.
Okay.
And we've decided to be silent on violence. Now the government is saying that we're not talking. The government have decided to talk. To say, look, we want to look at these issues. We're saying it's a plus. We're saying the government should do it with all sincerity. And if it's done with all sincerity, a lot of things will be achieved. The NDDC has been helped several times by...
So are you saying this audit will bring a solution? Like once they bring out the audit, the problems will be solved?
To me, for the fact that we as the people of Niger Delta are not forcing you to do certain things, and the same government will put you there.
But it goes to show you guys are okay with it if you're not forcing them to do certain things.
See, I need you to get me straight.
Okay.
When we say certain things, like NDDC is doing this or they're not doing that, we are called names, thugs, militants, every kind of name you can think of.
But that doesn't mean you just keep quiet and take it. So long as it's not working for you.
We found out that two wrongs can make a right.
Okay.
Several times we found out our reactions gives a wrong signal to the world. And they think
probably maybe because you guys are doing it the wrong way, violence.
No. They think Niger Delta people are violent people, but we are not. We are the most, we are so friendly that what we have in the Niger Delta, if it's in any part of Nigeria.
That's not what we've seen.
If it is in any part of this country would have burned. What we have in the Niger Delta, that is feeding a country. If it is in any part of this country, they would have gone their way long ago. But we see that even when you give us what God has given us, if you give back to Niger Delta the resources they have, it will kill us. It will destroy us.
Okay.
Because we would not demand. It's everywhere. Somebody will say, look, this thing has passed under my door. So we're saying, look, this thing is so much that it can benefit everybody. Okay. So Nigeria, please, stop imposing leaders on us. Let's be reasonable in the way you share these things.
Are you guys not part of the people that vote? Has anyone ever said, you know what, this is the person I want to rule the Niger Delta, that's it, there's no need to vote, just...
Except you're not a Nigerian. If you're a Nigerian, you will know that the problem is not peculiar to the Niger Delta people.
Yes.
I am not talking because I'm a Niger Delta person. Okay. I am talking because I'm a Nigerian. And I'm telling you that the problem of Nigerian is because of this imposing of people on us.
But we're told that the Niger Delta problem or their underdevelopment is due to them. The Niger Delta people are their cause of their
But you're saying it now. If you have given us an NDDC to develop Niger Delta, and you're now saying that there's something wrong with the NDDC you gave us, is it our problem?
So you're saying that they're imposing people on you, imposing leaders and all that. But if you look at the people that make up the board, the chairman and members of this NDDC, they are Niger Delta people. Because if we're talking of the leadership, it consists of the whole 9 states that make up the Niger Delta. They rotate the chairmanship. So what exactly are you saying about leaders being imposed on new people?
See, as a Nigerian, at a time we must be sincere to the truth.
Yes.
There's no part of Nigeria where people are not imposed on the people they are leading.
True.
So we are saying that is destroying us. It's destroying us that we would not vote, but leaders will come out that say we voted. It's destroying us that you will not be on ground. You will be imposed on people to be their leader. These things are destroying us. We must not pretend about it. But we are saying, look, we are happy for once that the system that imposed these people on us, whether you're doing well or not, when you're imposed on the people, there's an impression you give to us. We are saying if you have seen that what we get from what you think you have given us is not worth it, and you want to look into it, it's a plus. And this plus will stay when you stop imposing people on the people. Stop bringing leaders that do not understand the issue of the problems to solve the problem.
But these people, from our understanding, they understand the problem of the people.
If they understand the problem, the government will not be talking about propping them now. Those who brought them in will not be talking about looking into their records.
But if you look at it with everything, there's good, there's bad. So clearly, maybe it's because of the bad ones. That's why the government wants to look.
Well, in this case, the bad has become too obvious that you cannot point at anything to say this is what I have done for these people.